I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
at the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Previously on Simple Success.
Let me revisit something. Weren't you talking about team a while back?
Yeah, I was. And talk about them more and again, I shall do also.
And lo, we shall call.
And now, just like with a previously on thing on TV, we take you directly to this week's episode.
Look, Mom, I'm a podcaster. That's what you need to say. You write a prompt, select the style, and we'll show you the way. You too can make a podcast. Come along and see.
So we're going to help people make their own podcasts? That is exactly what we're going to do. But there are millions of podcasts. New ones come out all the time.
Oh, what a wonder. No need to be a tech wizard. Just bring your passion.
That might be true, John, but that doesn't make them good ones. You mean ones worth listening to, right? That's exactly what I mean. The good ones are probably something like 1 in 1,000. Good, yeah. And by good, you mean with music and sound effects.
Yeah, just good production stuff like we've always done.
So let's get started. Yeah, I'm with you on that, but where do you start?
You too can make a podcast. Come along and see. With the help and guidance.
I mean, once the niche pastime of tech enthusiasts,
podcasting has exploded into a cultural phenomenon.
I guess you're right, it has. Telling a story, sharing expertise, or just having a fun conversation. Podcasting offers a unique platform for expression. I mean, you've watched the medium grow, and now you are ready to add your voice to the mix. Yeah, but again, where do you start?
Will help you be amazing?
Like this.
We'll help you? Is that what you said?
Will help you be amazing?
That's what I thought you said. How will you help me be amazing? And how will this tie in to our normal finance stuff? It'll tie in as we explain how we're starting our new life in a network. And as we offer our best tools and experience. Correct, my dear great-grandson of DT's great-grandfather.
Which will make us better.
I am a musician, and I want to write songs. I really don't know what I'm doing.
And that happens easily and all by itself, right?
What did?
That music. And those lyrics. That's what.
Well, no, it was not automatic, if that's what you meant.
Yes, that's what I meant. But why should our creative types even care?
They should care, my dear DT, because this will be just one.
Just one? Of what?
Of their MSIs, my silly debacle of horse hooves.
Yeah. One of their MSIs. Okay. Meaning what?
Meaning, as we've said, multiple sources of income, also known as MSIs.
Por ejemplo?
Por ejemplo. That's for example. In Spanish.
Right, of course, an example. Well, answer me this. Have you ever thought about diversifying your income streams?
Well, I hear everybody talking about it, but I'm not entirely convinced. Is it not just a buzzword?
Oh, no, not at all. MSIs can provide financial security, especially during uncertain economic times. It's like having safety nets.
But that changes focus, right? Isn't focusing on multiple income streams a distraction?
No, it is not.
Okay, that's what you say, but tell me, how do you manage so many things at once without losing focus?
Well, that's a valid concern. And the answer is about integration. You can start small.
Like a side hustle that aligns with what you're already doing.
Okay, but what if that side hustle takes more time than I anticipated?
Oh my, you could end up overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's right, Daniel. I could end up overwhelmed.
True, but you won't, and it's all because of good time management.
Goals.
That's right, Matthew. Hey, you know what? As part of your time management, you have to set goals and prioritize effectively. Sticking to a schedule can make a world of difference. I know that for sure from my calendar.
I guess that makes sense. But what about the initial investment? Starting something new often requires capital.
Yeah, there can be initial costs, but many MSIs can be started with minimal upfront investment. Think about digital platforms or freelance gigs. If doing that sort of thing works for you, then you just need a laptop and a skill.
That makes sense, but I worry that I'll spread myself too thin. What if I can't juggle all these commitments?
That's just a fear.
Yeah, that's true, Ruth. And everybody, please know I understand that fear.
But remember, it's not about doing everything at once.
Yeah, start with one additional stream and go from there.
I see your all's point, but what if my first attempt fails? Won't that just discourage me?
Well, it could have that effect, but remember, failure is just part of the journey, DT. Every successful entrepreneur has faced setbacks. You just got to pick yourself up and recognize the learning opportunity.
True, but some people just have a natural talent or luck that I might not have. How do I compete with that?
It's not just about talent. That helps, but just as important is persistence and teamwork. Surround yourself with the right people who can complement your skills.
Are you saying I need a team for this?
Yeah, you do.
What if I can't find the right people?
Well, first, don't think of it as being an all-or-nothing scenario. You can start by coming up with collaborations for people in your network. Each person brings a unique skill that can enhance the project.
Remember, our network brings the team.
Right, and that does help, Matthew. It could work, but I'm still skeptical. A team also means shared responsibility, and not everybody is reliable.
Absolutely, but that's why you need to choose your partners wisely. Look for like-minded individuals who share your vision and work ethic. Maybe you might even use Andrew Carnegie's mastermind rules.
Yeah, I know what those are. But what about conflicts? Isn't it bound to get messy when ideas clash?
Perspective again, DT. That could happen, but some conflicts can be beneficial.
How's that?
They can lead to innovation and new perspectives, as long as you maintain open communication and respect for each other.
So you think collaboration can outweigh the risks?
Oh, definitely. A strong team can leverage each other's strengths, making you more resilient against any challenges that might arise.
You make a compelling case for that, John. But how do we keep everyone equally motivated when there are different income objectives?
Matthew?
Goals.
Thank you. Yes, it's goals again. Clear and shared goals are essential. When everyone understands their role in achieving the group vision, it fosters motivation and unity.
You know, I never thought teamwork could be so crucial to building MSIs. It's eye-opening.
Exactly. Collaboration not only spreads responsibilities, but can also amplify creativity and innovation.
Okay, let's try a quick example. If I wanted to start, would you consider teaming up with me?
Well, absolutely. I'd love to collaborate. In fact, we kind of already do, and there's even more we can collaborate on. Let's brainstorm some ideas and match our skills.
Our skills? In the heart of a dream? Beneath the sun?
Yeah, we can do that. We can gather our voices all set for fun.
With laughter and stories, the conversations run.
We'll craft a podcast where all can stun.
Each host with a passion, a unique story spun.
Diverse as the stars. Together, we've won.
From tales of adventure to knowledge well done.
Our network will thrive, and it's...
Break number 1.
Break number 1? Descanso numero uno? Who's getting who about that?
I don't know exactly.
I mean, that was the point at which we had become used to taking those, what are they called?
Descansos?
Yeah, the breaks, yeah.
In Spanish.
Yeah, so this would be...
Descanso numero uno.
Right, except now we're talking about what?
Break-like stuff.
Oh, you mean like what we used to say in break slots?
Which we designed to be easy to fit in and easy to replace.
Just like we're doing now, with stuff like this.
When you can't tell if it's a break or if the show's still continuing.
Why can't you tell?
Because there's a continuity to the whole thing.
A what?
A continuity.
Which is what?
Which is that most people...
You included sometimes.
Yeah, me included sometimes.
Can't tell that the meat of the episode has made a very smooth transition.
Thanks, Matthew. Transition into DT?
Into what is really marketing stuff, or maybe even a real ad.
Without sounding a single bit different.
And you know, a lot of advertisers just raise the volume.
Yeah, you can even measure it on some TVs.
Not to mention some podcasts where the engineering needs help.
Like most people's podcasts.
Yeah, not counting the 20 or 30,000 or so that are on our network.
You mean the one that started in 1998?
Yeah, in Ohio, that one.
Yeah, we've been doing this way before podcasts were even a thing.
Back when podcasts were made of wood and powered by steam.
We could just tell, you feel me?
Yeah.
So other people can fill this spot.
Indeed, whether it rhymes or not.
Either way, that's enough of this rot.
Yeah, let's be on to Act 2, where lessons are taught.
And we're telling people more about this opportunity, right?
Yeah, to be part of this network where they can get stuff done.
Yeah, get stuff done. And learn how to get more of things, too.
More of things? Through practice.
Of course, through practice.
So what kind or kinds of things should we practice?
In this particular case, he means.
Yeah, as opposed to what all of us should practice in general.
Which is like everything, right?
Everything we want to be good at doing, that is.
Yep. Gotta love those MSIs.
Indeed. Hey, have you ever thought about having some?
Somewhat.
Multiple sources of income. Duh.
It seems like a smart move.
Yeah, I guess it does. Regardless of what's going on, or the economy, or whatever.
He said simply.
Right, even though it could have been simpler. Hey, think about it this way. With multiple sources, if one income stream dries up or has a rough patch, you still have others to rely on. It's a safety net.
Sure, okay, but let's focus on this network we're building.
I am DT. We are DT. What makes you say that anyway?
Well, you can't really get people fired up about this network and also get them fired up about having MSIs.
Oh, I can't?
I know. We don't say can't here. You can. But you have to want to, and you have to be trained.
Yeah.
But don't we want everybody focused on the network?
Partly, yeah, but even better, and this is the point, is to get everybody focused on winning together and taking some of the stress out of things.
Taking stress out by juggling multiple jobs? Don't you think it's better to focus deeply on just one pursuit at a time?
I see where you're coming from, DT, but check this out. If you diversify wisely and find things that complement each other, it's not stressful at all. It can actually be quite empowering. Think about it. You can tap into different skill sets without personally having each one of them.
He said empoweringly.
That's good.
That can save time as well as give better results.
Empowering? Yeah, maybe, but what about the time commitment? Building up those separate sources of income takes time, right? Time that could go towards perfecting one main venture?
That's true. All these are good points, but remember the central point of teamwork. If you collaborate with others, you can leverage each other's strengths and create synergies that make it easier to manage those multiple streams of income.
He said teamworkingly.
Teamwork, you say? Oh, well, that does change things a bit, but how do you ensure everyone is aligned? I've seen partnerships go south because of differing visions.
Okay, you are a tough customer, DT, but it boils down to communication and shared goals. If everyone understands the vision and contributes their expertise towards the same objective, it can lead to much greater success than can working alone.
You've thought a lot about this, haven't you? I validate your focus on communication. But back to MSIs. Are there any particular sources you'd recommend?
Oh, definitely. That's what our whole business flower is about. There are various avenues, things like real estate, online businesses, freelance work, even investing in stocks or mutual funds could be beneficial. It really depends on what resonates with you.
Real estate sounds appealing, but it's a big commitment. There's also being a virtual goods seller in your 10,000-hour idea.
Yeah, Ruth, there's a couple more ideas. All businesses have important tasks to do, so teamwork is essential in all of those things too. With multiple heads, you can mitigate the risks as well as come up with great new approaches, like we've said.
That's a good point. I just need to focus on that more, because it sounds less daunting when you have a solid team behind you. But what about individual skills? Do you think that just anyone can jump into a new endeavor and find success there?
Great question, DT, and yes, I do. While everyone has some untapped potential, continuous learning is key. If you're committed to growth, you'll find ways to gain the skills necessary for whatever income source you pursue.
Interesting. Just be adaptable.
Yeah, I will, and you too and everybody else. When you collaborate with others, you not only gain new perspectives, but you also share resources and knowledge.
2 heads are better than 1.
And 5 heads are better than 3.
This collective effort can lead to more innovative solutions and help distribute risks, making new ventures less daunting.
Yeah, so that together we'll share stories that are true.
With talent we've gathered, both old and new.
And laughter and insights and wisdom too.
Each episode a vibrant view.
With magic brews in every cue.
Engagement's key, it's up to you.
Creating bonds that feel like glue.
And all that after
break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too. Can I simple that? Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seat belts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb.
我们回来了. That's we are back.
That's good.
That is good, Fiona. And it sounds very promising, John. After this conversation, I actually feel...
You feel?
He asked feelingly.
Yeah, I feel a bit more inspired to explore MSIs and teamwork.
I'm sure glad to hear that, DT. But joining our Sonic Boom network wouldn't be the only one of the arrows in your quiver, would it?
No, not anymore. Thanks to your additional thinking.
But it sure would be an important one.
Yes, it is. That's true. And I am in. Here's to new beginnings and embracing the concept of multiple streams of income through teamwork.
Cheers to that, my friend. I can't tell you how glad I am to see you merging those two ideas into one. The more we explore, the more we'll grow.
Yeah, and I can't wait to do that. Hey, before we go today...
Yes?
I just wanted to say how cozy this podcasting studio is.
Oh, really? How's that?
Oh, it's full of microphones and soundboards and posters of various other podcasts in our network. And you're adjusting the equipment.
Hey, whatever it takes to get good sound as well as making people comfortable. Hey, DT, have you seen the latest listener growth? We're really gaining traction with our audience.
That's great, John. But there's only 8 billion people in the world, and that's just a promise. I've about had it up to here with promises that don't deliver. Just because we get listeners doesn't mean we get revenue.
I get that. We have to be intentional about what we do, but that's exactly why we need multiple income sources for our creative types.
We do? Can't we just stick to...
Nothing. No, nothing. Relying on one income source is just too risky. If even one sponsor pulls out, the network is left scrambling and our people aren't able to help like they should.
Okay, I see your point.
Finally.
And you're convincing me.
You are welcome.
But are there any other income avenues we should consider?
Sure, of course. Unless you think there's an end to creativity. How about...
No, of course I don't.
Well, how about this then? How about online courses or workshops? We already have expertise in our particular niche, and people are always looking for valuable knowledge.
With an educator on the team, absolutely.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. It's more than just about money. It's about building a robust brand and a robust community.
Exactly. Each income source enhances our stability and allows us to reinvest in the network and make it better. We could upgrade equipment, hire staff, or even expand our entertainment lineup. I have to admit, I'm warming up to this idea of multiple income sources. What's our first move? Our first move is going to be following our persistent call to action and doing it? Yeah, doing it. Thank you. Yeah, okay. High five, dude.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries.
Part of the Sonic Boom Network, where we do the hard work for you.
And Rishi helps our hen bake the bread by giving credit to these great people.
Techno King, John Brandy.
That's me.
Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas.
And that's me.
Fact Checker, Napoleon Bonaparte. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln. Always on the internet's inner tubes whatever. Media Expert, Augustus Caesar. Psychologist, William James.
Human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind.
Sound Designer, Les Paul.
Thank you for inventing multitrack.
Language Consultant, Leah, the French do-your-own research lady.
Cough, cough, cough.
Videographer, Etomon Koshki.
Lights, camera, action.
Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources, and of course Napoleon Hill. Additional inspiration and thanks go to Steve Jobs, Joseph Allen, Charles Darwin, Leonardo da Vinci, Henry David Thoreau, Abigail Adams, Jonathan Livingstone Seagull, and the Stick Figure.
Quick disclaimer here. Many sentences contained in our podcasts are of a very dangerous length and were performed by highly trained vocal practitioners. On no account should inexperienced life forms attempt to imitate them without proper medical, jaw, and lung supervision.
And before we forget, you can also subscribe to both podcasts, join the community, and benefit from many of our techniques, including financial advice, patience, practice, and even podcast production for your ideas. Of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff, and all those clickable links are in the show notes. Hey, Emma, do you, Samantha, and Daniel want to tell us a bit more about this stuff?
Sure, the artificial intelligence or AI voices that you hear in our work are offered up by Google, Amazon Polly, and OpenAI. They don't sponsor us yet, but we love what they do, and we just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us through our network. We happily consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
That sounds like a really old school computer voice. I'll call it Zarvox. It's definitely not Samantha or any other modern AI.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well today.
That's too bad, Samantha. Our music comes from Cute by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simonados. Thanks also to AI MuseNet, Suno.ai, Udio.com, Phrase.io, 11 Labs, and Ace Studios. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canoe CG, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything South, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51, and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.